Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Citizen Sleeper. In the last episode we managed to secure the water we needed to help the flotilla. And in this episode we're going to be trying to get the food and getting through the cordon, which should be relatively easy. I slept before I started the episode, just to cut that out there. We got a 5, a 3, a 2 and a 1. We're cursed, I'm telling you. We're also starving, so let's go buy some food from Memphis. Could I... actually, could I use my... Which is the one that in Rabia's that gave me a chance to get energy? This one. Can I use my... Can I use my 3 here? Make it a 5? Let's patrol the ward. Let's see if we can get some energy out of this. Hey, we did! And we got Yagan inside it, which is also good. I do need scrap components still. That's an interesting conundrum. I don't suppose I can just buy them. Are you back? You are back. I'm just gonna buy some scrap. How much scrap did I actually need? I have 7. Did I need 8? I feel like I needed 8. Let's go have a look. We're halfway on the timer. We did need 8. Good lord. Back we go. Hang on. I'm gonna go buy 1 more. Watch now, as all we get is ship mine fragments. You just watch. This is how my luck works. Going to be 2 rolls, and both of them are going to be ship mines. There we go. We got 8. Okay, let's go hand those in right now. Let's just get that done, so I don't have to worry about it. One of the 3 things the flotilla needs are components for repairs. A lot of ships means a lot of scrap components. There we go. That's it. These components should be enough to cover most of the basic repairs the flotilla needs. You hope. You look over the pile of scrap components lying in the briar. You look around. The bay is empty. Ash and Peak, either elsewhere on the station or on the bridge, a couple of levels up. You begin sorting through the pile, separating out useful components and boxing them by use. You don't recognize everything you find, but before long, you get into the rhythm of sorting. As you do, your mind starts to drift, your attention being drawn into the dark corners of the bay. The briar is in surprisingly good condition, considering that Hawthorne and XPR must have been operating it for decades by now. The marks of care are everywhere, from delicate patch jobs polished to meld into the original finish, or the carefully bound wiring running through custom trunking. Ash loves this ship. That much is clear. Something catches your eye in one of the dark corners, a matte black stack of crates you hadn't spotted before. They are sleek and compact, tucked away behind some bigger, more worn containers. Oh, is this going to be guns or something horrible? Investigate. You put the components away and go over to the sleek crates. Your hand across their textured surface, but there is little hint of what lies inside the opaque metallic casing. Then you see it. A yellow symbol, embossed onto the far side of the crate. A universal sigil, used by spacers, corporations, and manufacturers alike. It's one you have seen throughout your own time as a sleeper. Its meaning all too familiar. Explosive contents. You hear a hiss, and Ash comes up through the bay's lock. She barely registers your presence, nodding at you as she passes. Sleeper? She busies herself with some task at the back of the bay. I'm going to ask about these crates. Why do you have bombs on your ship? Ash doesn't turn around from whatever she is busy with. Oh, just more supplies, Sleeper. Like everything else here. Can't think of anything else to ask, but sense that the atmosphere has now somehow shifted. You quickly finish up the sorting and slip out, waving goodbye to her. Back as you do. Why do refugees need explosives? I don't like where this is going. That kind of strikes me as they're not letting us through the cordon, so we're going to blow up the cordon. Well, let's keep going. See where it goes. That's all we can do, really. Can I help get through the cordon here? I'm going to use those fires with the algae farmers, I think. Can I use this too? There's a 25% chance it'll go wrong. But cross your fingers. Hey, perfect. That's finished the intel. Oh, apparently I've learned about the crew canteen, the cordon operations, and the Heaven Edge hangar. Okay. Go to the canteen. Oh, there is more. There is more to do in here, huh? Okay. There is a lot more to worry about than just supplies. This makes things slightly more interesting. So we're going to have to try and convince them to give us a tug escort. A crew willing to escort the Briar through the quarantine will give the ship a better chance of passing the cordon without any trouble. What's in the cordon operations? Sabotaging the sensors. Some careful sabotage to the cordon systems could create a sensor gap that will allow the Briar to bypass the automatic quarantine system. Okay. That's going to take a lot of dice. Oh, this is going to be bad. And here's a hangar. We can slice thrusters. The tugs have a powerful suite of ion thrusters for rapid maneuvering. If you can sneak in and slice them off, you'll have significant upgrade for the Briar. Okay, that's less important to me than the other two, but it is also a possibility. I guess I'm going to use my eye rolling dice here to see if we can convince these farmers to work with us. Only 50-50. This is going to be quite hard. Okay, no, we got +2 to algae access. Okay, can we do that again? That will make me feel considerably less worried. Okay, we did. You and Ash roll up your sleeves and help with tank cycling. As you do, speak to the farmers about the refugees. And that leaves me with 1-1. Which means I'm going to go get some Heaven Edge data, which is basically just what ones mean at this point. More money for me. Never say no. And then let's go rest in our repaired unit and feed the cat, because this cat is going to slowly bleed me dry. Nothing's happened yet. Nothing has happened. Maybe something will happen eventually. Getting very unlikely. Okay, nothing. Oh my god. A 2, a 1. A 2, a 2, and a 1. Excuse me. That's more like it. That's what we need. What a perfect reroll. A 6, a 6, a 5, and a 6. And a 1. But, you know, I gotta get my Heaven Edge data for the day, otherwise what's the point? That's like a perfect hand right there. And I'm sitting on 100 cryo right here, so that's good. Let's go back over here. I'm gonna continue. I can use one of these 6s to convince the algae farmers, I think. I could use the 5, I guess. Because it doesn't matter. As long as it's neutral or positive, we should pass. And that'll leave me 3 6s for the other stuff. Okay, algae access. Here we go. Oh, wait. No, we have to wait. Uh-oh. Algae growth, huh? And then we have to harvest it, huh? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is, this could potentially be very bad. Let's put one of our 6s in here. The algae in the stack grows at a regular rate, but with some careful feed adjustments and water cycling, you can improve your yield per cycle. Yeah, go. That should increase it by 1. Okay. You can't do this yet because it hasn't grown at all, so Let's use our other dice on our activities up here. I'm starting to worry more about the amount of time we have. I take it all back. When I was not worried, I was misinformed. Actually, no. These convincer crew have got +2 on them. All of these have +2 on them. Other than maybe I should try and splice some thrusters. Oh man, now it feels like a waste to use these 6s on these, but okay. Let's just do it. Get it out of the way. Let's convince a crew to work with us. With division rife among the tug crews, gaining support of a supply shipment will just be a case of picking the right crew and approaching them discreetly. You notice a crew set apart from the others. Apparently, they've been discussing smuggling supplies through the cordon themselves. That's very nice of them. This is going to take a while, isn't it? Okay. How many days do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 for the algae growth. This might get really close really quickly. Okay, well, let's rest again. I'm just going to rest in the hypercommute on this side of the dock. In the cycle, do I need to eat? No, we'll eat tomorrow. We lost a dice, which is kind of bad. 2 1s. Alright, let's continue up here. I can use my... What do I get with my wands? I get a 3, and a 3, there's a chance to fail. Let's use our 6 and 5, and then re-roll our wands and hope we get something better. Yeah. The vision is rife. Okay. Re-roll the wands. Cross your fingers, everyone. Hey! Good job, guys. Another 5. This should be enough to convince a crew. Okay, that was sketchy, but it worked out. With no suspicion raised. You meet Peak, leaning in a corner of the canteen in their typically unassuming way. It occurs to you as you approach that Peak must have had some practice at staying invisible. All good. They look up from their slate. That crew you were talking to. They nod to the group leaving the canteen. Will they join us? That's what they say. You aren't sure. Peak looks back at them as they disappear into the corridors of the installation. Looks like we'll have to take them at their word either way. Peak beckons for you to follow as they peel off the wall and head out into the walkway overlooking the cordon. Glad you were here to talk them into it. I never had much of a way with people. Peak smiles and looks away quickly as you walk. Oh, you and Ash seem to do okay. Peak laughs, their light and easy laugh. Ash is not really like other people, which you've probably noticed. If only everyone was like Ash. They fade off, something drawing their attention. What I mean is, people have caused me a lot of trouble. I've had people hate me without knowing a thing about me. They tuck their hair behind an ear. I'm sure you know the feeling. Yeah, I do. Peak glances at you. Sorry to hear that. It marks you. Am I right? No, I try not to think about it. Peak nods. Don't let me make that any harder. Peak leads you around a corner, heading back to the main cordon accessway. I appreciate you coming in and helping us out on this, Sleeper. On talking to the crew and, well, you know. Maybe after this insane plan is done, we can talk properly. They keep looking ahead, and you realize they are nervous. I'd like them. Peak smiles, looking down at their feet. That's settled then, they say to the floor. I better report the news to Ash. We have ourselves a tug escort. Peak stops at an intersection. See you soon, Sleeper. And please, take care. And with that, they drift away, their head down, their gait changing as they do, their practiced invisibility shrouding them like a cape. So that leaves us with making a blind spot in the sensors, which is another 6 needed. We only get 1 per run, so I have yet again I'm relying heavily on a lot of good dice. It might be in my interest to yet again fill my condition to give myself as many dice as possible. Oh, we can actually harvest algae here, huh? Worry about it tomorrow, I think. We are starving, so let's go speak to Emphis. I may sell my Heaven Edge data as well, just to get it done. So let's quickly just do that. Let's drop into the Tambar Tea House. Sell all my data here. I think I've decided that I am actually going to buy another vial. We got the money, so let's do it. Okay. Toshiro takes the chits and hands you a vial. I'm guessing if we continue with the Ratagan story, the Yatagan, not Ratagan. I got mixed up with Rabin and Yatagan. But if we continue with that, maybe Sabine would come back to us and she would have cheaper stabilizer again, or maybe we won't have to worry about stabilizer. But for now, I'm just going to keep it going the way that it's going. Let's go to Emphis, buy ourselves some food, support our friend. Rest of the repaired unit. I'm going to use that stabilizer right now. Really expensive, but losing dice just isn't acceptable right now. Be destroy this little bugger. Whoops, I clicked off. I want to end the cycle. Cross your fingers. Not bad. Not bad if we factor in the fact we have a +2 on a lot of the things. Oh, hello. A rapid burst of movement catches your attention. A drone, its fins adjusting as it hovers in place, floats in the corridor. Hello? The drone shifts a little, does not respond. The drone buzzes closer and a voice gurgles out of its speaker, distorted and strange. Sleeper, come to the cordon. We need to speak. Who is this? The drone clicks and whirs, and the recording starts playing again. Sleeper, come to the cordon. We need to speak. Inspect the drone. You move closer, and the drone bobs away to a safe distance. And as it does, you see the HA of Heaven Edge emblazoned on its side. Could this be Feng's drone? Satisfied it has delivered its message, the drone rotates and accelerates away as rapidly as it arrives. You stare at it as it disappears from sight, hoping for some insight that escapes you. To the cordon, then. Could also be someone else in Heaven Edge, but it's probably going to be Feng, right? Question mark, question mark, question mark. As you enter the passage that leads through the cordon, a flash of movement catches your eye. The drone. It stops to make sure you've seen it, and then flits into a side passage leading to a set of narrow stairs. You climb up through a dark shaft, the drone stopping at each landing to check you are following. Despite its lack of expression, there's something overbearing about the way the drone waits, impatiently realigning its fins in sequence. After a long climb, you come out onto an observation platform. The cordon and the vast, ramshackle refugee ships beyond fill your vision. The scale seems impossible, and immediately you feel small and naive for even thinking you could affect this situation. Something shifts nearby. The drone again. A woman is standing at the window, at the edge of your vision. You aren't surprised you didn't notice her. She too seems impossibly small, a shadow of the flotilla. The drone buzzes by her shoulder, and she turns. Sleeper, sorry for all the cloak and dagger nonsense. She nods at the drone, but I have never regretted being cautious. She smiles a tight smile and holds out her hand. I'm Helene. I'll shake her hand. The tight smile holds, but the drone keeps its single eye fixed on you. The effect is a little unnerving. Look, he glances around the empty observation deck as if checking for potential eavesdroppers. Let's be straight with each other. I know about your plans, and he cuts in before you can respond. I understand your motives. You look at her in her overalls, the yellow markers, the HA sigil. You've been on the Eye long enough to recognize a Heaven Edge member when you see one. So you're Heaven Edge. Yes, I mean, I expect that is obvious. The tight smile again. I hope you won't hold that against me. Glances around nervously again and moves a little closer. This entire situation, I'm not here to defend it. He glances back at the flotilla. No one is happy about this. Especially not the refugees. He sighs. I'm not your enemy here, no matter what you think. He pauses. Sleeper, tell me something. What does Heaven Edge mean to you? A fresh start, I guess? A work in progress? Hardinhurst? Hardinhurst. Oh god, not Hardin. Let's go with a work in progress. He smiles. Fair, I think. Heaven Edge is used to being criticized. In some ways we invite it. Our members are free to bring up grievances at any meeting, to propose new structures and approaches. She shifts her weight impatiently. As a councillor, it's my duty to listen to them. That is why I was elected by the members. We are an imperfect system, yes, and each councillor, each member, each representative can be flawed, and worse. He looks down. But we keep this place running, that is what we do. And the flotilla? He turns and looks out at the clump of fractured ships. The flotilla is a problem. Can the Eye take in thousands of refugees safely? I don't know. This place is a ruin, Sleeper. What do you think the Council discusses? The price of Gerol? We make plans to keep this place spinning, to keep life support working, to ensure... Helen's slate chirps and a grim look passes across her face as she sees the notification. She looks tired, the screen light casting her rigid expression in a pale glow. Sleeper, I didn't bring you here to explain how Heaven Edge works. I came to talk about your plan to cross the cordon, breach the quarantine, and supply the flotilla. He looks directly at you. How do you know? She glances at the drone. I make it my job to know what happens here. I know you think you are helping the flotilla, but you cannot do this. Right now, halfway along the ring, one of a countless series of debates are being held. These debates are to evaluate the potential harm that could be caused if the refugees of the flotilla are left to enter the station. These debates are at a standstill. Helene walks to the window. Too many in the Heaven Edge Council think of the flotilla as a threat. After recent events, a hardline group has emerged, protective, selfish. They seek only to benefit the members. In their mind, the flotilla is a danger to life on the Eye. If you're caught crossing the cordon and breaching the quarantine, it will only strengthen the hardline councillor's case. Criminals who stole a ship from XPR, undermining the security of the station. She shakes her head. It's exactly what they want. The refugees need these supplies. They do, and that's exactly what I want to give them. But unless the quarantine is lifted through a fair process, they will never get them. He sighs deeply. And those XPR spacers you're running with? Sleeper, do you know anything about them? I mean, more than I know about you. He looks at you pleadingly. Let's change that, Sleeper. Why do you think the refugee flotilla came here now? Something is happening in the system. Something is pushing people out of colonies and outposts that have survived since Solheim's collapse. We need to be ready for whatever is coming, ready to protect the Eye. I know the Eye means something to you. I know there's a reason you are still here. Help me protect it. Aline fixes you with a strong look. Persuade those spacers that this is the wrong move, that they will get caught and the flotilla will be locked down, that Heaven Edge will be delivered into those with the worst instincts. Forget this suicidal supply run with people you barely know. Help me fight for the Eye. Why don't you stop them? If I expose the plan, it's the same as if it goes ahead and they are caught. Every way I look at it, the Eye looks compromised, the quarantine justified, the hardliners get their scapegoat. Don't offer up the excuse the hardliners need to lock the flotilla out altogether, to persuade the members they are the safest pair of hands. He looks at you imploringly. Please. You look back at her, and the flotilla behind, and sense a desperation in her plea. A notification breaks the silence. Shit! She rapidly scrolls through pages of data. Sleeper, I need to go. He looks torn. Think about this, please. Talk to the spacers. Help them see reason. She quickly leaves the observation deck before you have time to respond. Stay for a moment, watching the lights of the tugs and the flotilla, and wonder what it feels like to be on one of those ships, so close to your destination and yet so far away from it. And then you think of the Heaven Edge Council Chamber across the Eye, where the right of these people to find safety is being debated. You shiver, and then you too are gone, back into the stairwell and the cold, dark below. Well, doesn't that throw a screwdriver into everything? Because all of those points that she raised are valid. And those explosive crates, I don't think this is as clear cut as I originally thought it was. So this has made things very interesting indeed. But I think I'm going to end the episode here, and we shall worry about this in the next. Please like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Your comments are greatly appreciated. Let me know down below what you think I should do. Maybe it will align. Who knows? Thank you again to the members. It really does mean the world to me. And as always, we'll see you next time.